what I normally do is I take in consideration what the teacher tells us what to do, how to prepare for the final. If the teacher tells us that if the final is cumulative and that we have to remember everything from the beginning of the semester, I take all my notes, I take all the assignments, and I review them. And if it's just a certain section, I usually just take the notes that I've taken recently and ask people to help me out if I missed some things for the final.
There are various types of studying. On the side though, I exercise to help keep the stress off. Studying, I would use note cards, review past homework assignments that I would typically save. Study groups, sometimes. Some of my classes offer study groups. SI sessions that they hold at the library. Stuff like that.
Usually I start by buying some instant coffee and some creamer, and I clear off my desk of any books, movies, things like that that might distract me. I kind of set up a nest to get ready, and then from there I start by rewriting out my notes in a more compact form, trying to do as much as I can from memory rather than just directly copying, as well as going through and doing workbook exercises that might not have been assigned.
We have, literally like thousands of books coming in right now, so I know people really use books, and laptops seem to be the big thing, so people are studying more right now. For me, I didn't really have any midterms, so I didn't really have to do that much more. I had a big essay project. That took a lot of time. But as far as study habits, I think most people are in here all the time. Even our late night, we've been closed or had reduced hours for the past for break, but a lot of people have been coming in. Tons of books. This is like the busiest time for books. It's insane up there.
I personally and honestly do not study. If anything, it could be a quick 10-minute thing or right before the final. Don't get me wrong, I used to be like the straight A student back then, but I don't really do anything to really prepare, like study. You know, what is it, the hours that they require? Like 3 hours every whatever
for every
unit.
Hour. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do any of that. I don't. I just try to remember what I learned in class if I focused, and yeah, I just go with the flow. Just wing it.
All right, same here.
Same as.
Yeah.
Same as.
Say something.
No, I don't really study, so I can't lie.
First step is to determine what your professor's expectations are. In my class, I assume that you would review your older exams to begin with. That's the first level. I provide a sample final. I would assume that you would review that with the idea in mind of what kind of questions am I likely to ask, at what level am I likely to ask them. And then I would suggest you go back and look for concepts that you encountered during the course that you never mastered in the first place, because those are the things that you're going to get wrong on the final. So that would mean going back over old homework, end of the chapter examples, your lecture notes from your individual class, any place where you can sort through those concepts to determine what you knew and what you didn't, because that stuff that you didn't understand is likely to be the stuff you stumble over on the final.
If it's for a test, I do a little bit of studying here and there. I don't really stay up really late if it's an exam type final. If it's a paper, if it's a paper that I have to write, then I do find myself that I do procrastinate a little, and I find myself sometimes up until 4 o'clock in the morning writing a paper.
I do long spurts, but in the morning and afternoon. The evening is usually reserved for relaxing, watching a movie, going to dinner, something like that.
I say here and there, but I don't stay up all night. I try to evenly distribute the studying time.
And you haven't really experienced dead days, huh?
No, I have not.
Oh, fun. Are you excited for dead days coming up?
Not really, but from the sound of it, it's not too bad.
So are you planning on getting any studying done for dead days?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, tons. Group study rooms are insane. People are having to book them like, I don't know, a couple days in advance. And there's we get constant people coming up, hey, can we get a group study room? So a lot of people are in the study rooms. And just like I said, tons of books are coming in right now. I mean, we're so the shelving is insane upstairs. The amount of shelving that we have to do.
I began preparing for finals at the beginning of the class. And my way of doing things is perhaps different than a lot of students. I don't spend a great deal of time on homework. I spend most of my effort goes into a set of lecture notes that I use to prepare for my individual exams. What is the professor's expectation? What are the important topics as far as he or she is concerned? That is usually communicated as a part of the lecture. So I write a good set of lecture notes in class, and then I rewrite those notes. I summarize those notes in preparation for each exam. And as the final comes along, I summarize those summaries in preparation for my individual final. That has worked well for me. And also sitting down and talking to the professor just in general terms as to what they feel are the important topics before each exam. Most professors will tell you up front in class, but if they don't, going to see them during office hours and asking them directly, and then being attentive to those issues.